Here's this guy making just unbelievable sum of money. And as you know, folks that have no courage, and he had no courage until he had just shit tons of money. When you see those digits ticking up on your bank account, the same way, I don't know how many people remember that TV show from back in the 80s. Of course, I'm too young to know about that TV show, but you watch it in reruns. Knight Rider, and the car was called Kit. And when the car would be taking off at its supersonic speed, you would see the speedometer just going like the speed going through the roof. That's what his bank account does. And then suddenly he got courage. He's like, well, I'm going to start telling the system where I have problems, which is where? The exact same place that Elon Musk did. The ability to speak. The ability to speak your mind and not have yourself silenced. Super wealthy people, they don't like that they can be silenced. And I was 100% right about Musk, wasn't I? Proven right once again. So this guy, he didn't like the fact that he could be silenced on the different platforms. So he started talking in ways that to push back, to kind of throw a tantrum. And then the system decided, these anti-whites in these different platforms decided, okay, well, we're just going to do what we do, which is they censor the shit out of you. They silence you. They cut the tongue out of your mouth. And so they did that to him. And then what happened to all of these midwit retarduses out there across all of Western civilization? Well, if the anti-whites that run the regime don't like this guy, well, then I'm going to own him as my God and Savior. That's what they do. And folks, the opposite of what the system does is not correct. Okay? Do you understand that? So for those out there who are thinking, if the system does one, then the opposite, zero, is the way we should go. No, it's just zero. You're not going anywhere. Why would you conclude? Now, I get it. Maybe you're not up to this task. That's why you leave it to genuine leaders, all right? I get it. You see them do something, and it's hard to compute what is the right way. But why would you think that they are going to choose, the anti-whites would choose the exact opposite of what's good for you? Why would a system provide you with that sort of material, of data, of information, with that compass course? Why would they do that? And then you have to ask, how would they even know? They don't know. So it's asininity. But hey, the anti-white, since these folks that can't think for themselves, they don't know how to pick a good leader, somebody with a good character, somebody who's lived a life of good character. They not flawless. No such human being exists. All right. But far better than Andrew Tate. And they decide, oh, we're going to follow this Tate guy. And then what ends up happening? All these folks out there. By the way, Andrew Tate was very fond of calling the anti-white regime the Matrix. And have you, like I have, seen people all over using this term, the Matrix, for the anti-white regime? Calling them the Matrix does nothing for Western kind. You are an idiot if you're using that. It's time to stop. So can you imagine this guy, I guess he's a pornographer, who just got anti-whites angry with him and silencing him, was able to get everybody to use or a great many to use his words for this system, this anti-white system, with zero effort. Unbelievable. Bucharest, Romania. Andrew Tate, a divisive social media personality and former professional kickboxer, was detained in Romania on charges of human trafficking and rape, and officials said Friday. And now you see all these people coming out saying, these commentariat of nitwits coming out saying, oh, it's all lies, trumped up charges. You don't know shit about this guy. You don't know shit about what charges, what evidence they have. You coming out and saying, oh, it's all trumped up, it's all fake, just demonstrates that you have chosen this degenerate cur who absolutely hates white women. He's not even, is he even like is he half white? And his mindset toward women in general, and this is wrong toward all women in general, but nobody's caring about the white race, so I'm going to step in the void and I'm going to say this kind of guy deserves to have his head caved in for the kinds of things he advocates that men do to our white women. He advocates that you find the vulnerable, you take advantage of them, you use them, you have sex with them, you talk them into having sex with your friends, and then you just get rid of them. That's what he advocates. And you're going to stand up and say, oh, the charges are all trumped up. This is his religion. This is how this guy talks. And you also see these people in the explicit white sympathetic sphere who hope that he'll show up and sprinkle some dollars down on them. And so they try to have this like sort of a mid-range opinion on this Andrew Tate guy. You all got to learn to grow up and choose proper leaders. Tate, a British citizen who previously was banned from various social media platforms for expressing misogynistic, now that's meme pathogen, views and hate speech, meme pathogen, was detained late Thursday along with his British brother Tristan in the Lvov, I don't know how to pronounce that, Lvov area north of Romania's capital, Bucharest. Two other suspects who are Romanian were also in custody. Beautiful women over there, Eastern Europe. How many of our beautiful white girls has this degenerate piece of waste despoiled? How many has he found and deflowered? And you support this guy. I hope that if these charges are true, they execute him. Is that permissible in Romania? How's that for an opinion about Andrew Tate? If it's real and he was raping and he kept people imprisoned and whatever it is, he was doing this to young women, then I hope they execute him. And I hope in Romania, they're still manly and they will do it publicly. All four will be held for 30 days during an investigation after a judge extended their initial detention period of 24 hours, said Romano Bala, a spokesperson for Romanian anti-organized crime agency Dilcat. Bala said the decision wasn't final and that all four suspects have already appealed the extension, which is unlikely to be heard in court before next week. Four suspects in the case were arrested on charges of being part of an organized crime group, human trafficking, and rape. The agency said the British citizens recruited women who were subjected to, quote, acts of physical violence and mental coercion, sexually exploited by group members, and forced to perform pornographic acts intended to reap important financial benefits. If he was into pornography, then it's very likely this is the kind of argument they would make to the girls. You're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money. You just have to have group sex here, and then you're going to make a lot of money out of this. So, and then the pressure, you're not really allowed to leave. And anybody running to his defense is also defending his treatment of women and his advocacy. And you know, by God, that no white guilt, Jason Kuna, is no suck up, is no simp to women whatsoever. I argue all the time about men being in total charge of the house, of politically, of society, etc. But men and women are puzzle pieces. They fit together physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They're meant to come together for the good of the creation and perpetuation of our society, our biospiritual projection, and our progeny, so that it continues and increases over time. Both have roles to play. But doing this to our white women is the kind of thing that should get his head cut off. Maybe they do that maybe they do that over there. But unbelievable that so many people chose this guy as some sort of leader